And I asked, did you record it? And usually I say no, but you've got me in the habit of recording it. So I'm going to record it, and we might just put it up there for another version of the business presentation. So let's get started. So again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Super Patch Company, the blue ocean for entrepreneurs. Um, every single word on this screen has value in terms of what we're going to talk about tonight. Obviously, Super Patch Company is who we are. It is the business we have built now for 2 years, but 15 years in the making. And Blue Ocean speaks to the category and the market we have created for ourselves with our technology, our products, our mission, and our purpose. And this is for entrepreneurs. This is for people, new and old, who have a desire to build an economic opportunity for themselves, build an economic income for themselves by working with us. Entrepreneurship is a skill, entrepreneurship is a passion, it's a drive that many people have. And I believe, in my opinion, perhaps my qualified opinion, that this might be the best opportunity for entrepreneurs to evaluate and involve themselves with and invest in to maximize their time and energy and their resources. And we're going to get into that. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me get started. As I've shared many times, because of the reason of why I've built this technology and the time that it took, and the investment that it took, and the energy that it took, and the potential of this technology, I say it proudly that I'm here to build something generational that'll transform the world. And frankly, anything else is a waste of time, meaning that to have something so profound and so great in our palm of our hand, to not build a plan that is generational, to not make decisions that are solely focused on long-term success, because long-term success is what will reward us the most. It is the thing that makes the most sense for all of us. Short-term solutions and short-term wins require constant rebuilding. This has taken 15, 16 years of R&D and a tremendous economic investment to make the product, to make the technology, to discover it, to get it ready. The last 2 years have been an immense effort in launching, building, stabilizing this rocket ship that we call Super Patch. But everything we've done to date has been with that long lens of generational build. If I'm building this generationally for myself, for my family, for the world, then I would suggest that we all have the same lens with in terms of where you will be with this business, with this product, and this technology. Not tomorrow, not just next year, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, because we're not going anywhere. This thing not only has legs, it has deep, deep roots into transforming how we take care of ourselves, our families, and the entire world. And the core of it is disruptive technology, because disruptive technology has always changed the world and always will. Okay? It's so fantastic that if we take a look at the history of the world, what disruptive technologies have done for us, whether it was the wheel, whether it was the steam engine, whether it was the airplane, the car, the typewriter, the printing press, whether it was the computer, whether it was software, whether it was social media, the cell phone, or whether it's AI. There have been developments along the way that have completely transformed and changed the world. And that will always be the case. But that technology innovation for the last few hundred years has been solely focused on productivity, about doing more work in a shorter period of time. And it's fantastic to do so. But from our perspective, there's a gap. There's something that's missing in the condition that can help us get to the next phase of how we live and how our families live and how we can do that. And that's the big thing that's been missing. So I'm going to stop this here for a second. I want to share with you something that I think you need to understand about where we're at and what we have in our hands. If we cut to the core of things, to the bone, as they say, we, in a world full of noise, pills, powders, potions, and promises, incremental improvement isn't enough. Real disruption doesn't happen when you make something a little better. It happens when you make the old model irrelevant. That's disruption. That's blue ocean. Many of you might have heard of Eric Schmidt. He's the former CEO and chairman of Google. And he once said, if you're not doing something that's 10x better than what's already out there, then you're wasting your time. You notice that wasting your time thing shows up a lot, right? He says, if you're not doing something that's 10x better than what's already out there, then you're wasting your time. Well, we're not wasting our time. And we're certainly not wasting yours. Okay, Super Patch is not a supplement. It's not a stimulant. It's not a placebo. It's a signal delivered through vibrotactile neurostimulation that speaks directly to our brain. No drugs, no chemicals, no side effects. Now that sounds radical, and it should, because this isn't a marginal upgrade. This is a category defining breakthrough, right? So let's talk about that real disruption. Number one, it's 10x better, not 10% more. Most wellness products aim to be just a little better than the last bottle on the shelf. I think we've all experienced that in our lives and in businesses. We don't play that game. You don't wait 30, 60, or 90 days to hope it works. You feel the technology in seconds, whether it's more energy, more focus, better sleep, less stress, reduced pain. The result is immediate, repeatable, and non-invasive. That's not a tweak in a formula. That's not a change in ingredients. That's a transformation of thinking, of health, of wellness on a global scale. We're also a platform, not a product. Let me share this with you. The biggest disruptive companies didn't launch products, they launched platforms, ecosystems that scale exponentially. Apple has iOS, Google, Android, Amazon Web Services, and now Superpatch. Our VTT is a platform and it's modular, meaning you can build on it. It's not limited by ingredients. It's a neuro-integrative system that is infinitely scalable. We have 13 solutions built on the same platform and a 10-year roadmap with limitless possibilities. That means we're not just in wellness. We're building the foundation of a new neurotech-based interface that connects the mind and the body. Number three, Eric Schmidt says, you have to emphasize and understand and leverage the power of data, of algorithms, and real-time feedback. Funny enough, Superpatch and VTT has been built on exploring the real-time integration of the algorithmic relationships inside the mind and the neural networks and the mind, body, and neural network connections, and has built a real-time feedback product called Superpatch. That's what you get. You put a product on your skin and you get real time feedback in terms of our wellness because of the VTT. The future is personalized neurostimulation, and we're leading the way. We're at least 50 years ahead. And this is to cover to help you understand the disruptive nature of our technology, why it's so profound, why it's so big, why it's one of one. And four, there's this notion of permissionless innovation. Two disruptors don't wait for the gatekeepers. They move first and they make the rules later. I didn't ask for permission from Big Pharma. I didn't ask for permission from regulatory bodies to reinvent delivery systems. I didn't wait for tradition to catch up to science, to catch up to innovation, to catch up to disruptive thinking. We launched, we tested, we proved, we scaled. In fact, peer reviewed studies have validated our tech in areas ranging from sleep to pain to balance to stress with real world outcomes that are undeniable. Right? Furthermore, great companies in today's world have purpose bigger than profit. Schmidt always said the greatest businesses are rooted in solving real human problems. So let me ask you, and we're going to talk about this through the presentation. What's more human than restoring someone's energy, their strength, quieting their anxiety, reducing their chronic pain, helping them finally sleep through the night? We're not selling hope in a bottle. We're delivering impact on demand. We're giving people back agency over their own bodies through the language of vibration, through the science of haptics, through the gateway of the skin. This is a drug-free, non-invasive, science-backed neurological empowerment. This is original intelligence. We're pre-built with this already. We've figured out how to leverage it and to optimize it. So disruption, ladies and gentlemen, isn't a buzzword. It's a philosophy, it's a discipline, it's a relentless pursuit of doing what others said couldn't be done. So Superpatch, we're not just building a company, it's a movement. It's a movement that merges neuroscience with wearables, technology with accessibility, health with hope, a business with purpose. And like every great disruption, once you experience it, you'll wonder how the world ever lived without it. That's the promise. That's what we're building. That's what 80,000 of across this world are striving for every day. Every day we're moving forward to helping more, changing more lives. And last June was just a culmination of that effort, of this amazing movement, of this amazing army to get us to where we need to get to. Right? And so all of this has allowed us to build this amazing company, this amazing movement. And so disruptive technology has always changed the world and will always change the world. And how do we change the world in the biggest way? We solve the biggest problems, right? Because solving the biggest problems makes the biggest opportunities. And what are those wellness problems? We talked about it. Poor sleep, low energy, poor mobility, aches and pains, immune issues, mood issues, calorie control issues, cognitive decline, high stress, low energy, low fitness. Literally, and accurately billions of people across the globe. More than 6 out of the 8 billion people are dealing with some of the biggest wellness problems in the world. 85% of people in a doctor's office are therefore poor sleep, some kind of pain, and low energy. 85%. But there are solutions, right? You're gonna say, well, Jay, well, those problems have been around forever. They'll always be around. You're absolutely right. Because those problems have always been around, they're infinite problems. And because they're always going to be around, that means we have an infinite opportunity. If we can solve them in a way that's never been solved before, if we can solve those problems in a disruptive way, we're going to change the world and we're going to build a business that's never been built before. Because there's current solutions that are available, right? So this isn't a 10% improvement on holistic and natural products. This isn't a 10% improvement on drugs. This isn't a 10% improvement on supplements. This isn't a 10% improvement in caffeine or surgery therapy. This is a whole new game. Why? Because all of these current solutions have some inherent challenges. And what are those inherent challenges? Things like side effects and contraindications. They're invasive, they're expensive, there's safety issues, there's product issues, time commitment requirements, they're hard to use, there's overdosage problems, unproven product efficacy, regulatory. There's a lot of challenges. Why? How do we know this? We know this because every time there is an advertisement on TV with a benefit for a new pill, a new medical solution, the side effects and risks outnumber the benefit 10 to 1 minimum. That's the problem. That's the problem. We all know it. Not just the people on this call, everybody knows it. Everybody knows this is true, right? So then what? So what do people really want? This because we asked them, we asked 10,000 people, hey, what do you want out of your health and wellness products? 10,000 people we asked, no guessing, because we want to do the right thing. We has to be data based, right? We talked about that. It has to be data based, has to be based in real information so we can make the right decision. So what do people want? They want drug-free solutions that are non-invasive, affordable, safe, easy to use, quick and effective. People don't want to change their lifestyle and they don't want anything invasive. Child safe, mom safe. Makes sense, right? Hands up. How many of you want that in your health and wellness products? I'll put up 2 hands because that's what I want. In today's day and age, not having to worry about what's in the bottle, forget about what's on the label, right? We want confidence and clarity in the solutions we're using for ourselves and our families. Under this roof right now, in this house right now, it's myself, my wife, my parents, my children, and my granddaughter. There are 4 generations tonight under this roof. Their health and wellness is absolutely the priority for me, as it is for everyone. Every single person in my family, in this roof, under this roof tonight, 4 generations of people, 4 generations of lives, all can benefit from this, just like yours can, just like everyone's can. But bringing another Me Too solution isn't the answer. A new approach is needed. It's time for a breakthrough because old solutions aren't going to give you new answers, right? That's not how it works. That's how Big Pharma likes to make it work, but that's okay. They go, well, this drug used to help with this, but it also helps with this. The side effects don't go away, right? Like Ozempic was a drug for diabetes. They go, it's for weight loss. And now people have metabolic issues and frozen stomachs. And it decimates muscle fibers in their body. Kind of scary. But the stock value of these companies has gone through the roof. Crazy, crazy things are happening. Right? So a new approach is needed. And this goes back to what I talked about before, about disruptive. It has to be magical. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, meaning it has to be 10 times more impactful, better than anything else in the world. Otherwise, it's a Me Too product. So that's what we've done. What we are doing is unlocking human potential through unrivaled technology. Because we're not adding anything to the system, we're unlocking our human potential, the potential that is pre programmed in us. but has been limited by injury, illness, our environment, drugs, stress. All those things limit our human potential, and we can unlock it and bring it back to its full potential through unrivaled technology. And what's the innovation? I talked about this already. The innovation is VTT, vibrotáctil technology. And what's the core of it? The core is real simple. Every bodily function has a neural program, including breathing, walking, balance, pain management, stress, sleep, immune response, and others. Everything has a neural program in our brain that regulates it. These programs, these apps get stuck or broken or jammed up for a million reasons that lead to poor health, wellness, and performance. The pattern ridges on the patches trigger the receptors and ion channels in our skin to generate a signal that messages and flows to our mind to help repair those programs. Think of it like a tuning fork. It helps restore the programs in our mind because it reminds our mind body connection of what those programs are supposed to be. And it brings them back in alignment to operate the highest level. This platform, this technology is called VTT. It's like Braille for our brain. The same mechanism that allowed blind people to read with their fingers allows the skin to send messages to our mind. We just have to know what to write and how to write it. This is what took 15 years. This is what took $25 million. This is my life's work, driven by a singular passion and purpose to help my mom with her wellness. And as the journey continued for me, I realized that not only could I affect her health, that we could actually build something that could change the lives of billions of people. Right? So here it is, ladies and here's Super Patch. This is what it does. It's drug-free health and wellness, 100% drug-free, quick and proven benefits, more than 1 million happy customers, FDA registered, incredible clinical results, 30-day satisfaction guarantee, made in the United States with a 95% positive reviews. It sounds too good to be true. But so did a cell phone 50 years ago. Right? Exactly the same level of innovation. If you told somebody 500 years ago about a light bulb, they probably would have laughed at them. And then Edison made one. Once upon a time, right? There's always the first one. We're the first ones. Not only are we the first ones, we're so far ahead because we broke so many paradigms of thinking and limitation in modern science and modern medicine, who are looking for solutions in old textbooks. We were fearless in our pursuit, and we found something that had never been discovered before. It happens. It just happened with us, and we're very proud of that. And it's easy to use. Peel it off, stick it on, live better. Patch and go. Safe for the skin, it's drug-free, it's paraben-free, it's non-GMO, and it's gluten-free. No latex. Certified, safe for the skin. These are things that go into the product design, into the innovation, because it has to be easy to use, right? And we have research, and we have studies. We have a dozen published papers, more on the way, peer-reviewed, placebo-controlled. People say, well, what about a placebo? Well, we tested for the placebo. Right? We test for the placebo. I'm not interested in bringing something that doesn't work. Think about it. That doesn't help us. That hurts us. To bring any product to market that doesn't work and deliver on the efficacy actually hurts us. It doesn't help us because that would reduce the opportunity with the other products. That would stain all the other products. Right? We don't want a weak link. We don't want a product that's, well, it's not really that great. No. We want to bring only great products to market that the world needs and wants. Right? And the science of it, ladies and gentlemen, the science of it has been around a long time. Cell signaling has been proven for decades. 85 plus years ago, eminent scientists proved that cells receive and send signals. They won a Nobel Prize for it. 1939. Anybody on the call born in 1939 or earlier? That's like it's like 8 years before my dad was born. They knew, scientists knew, that every cell in our body is receiving and transmitting a signal. And those eminent scientists later won the Nobel Prize for developing the MRI. So this isn't pseudoscience. This isn't hocus pocus. And those will say, well, no one understands how it works. No, no, no. Lots of people understand how it works. What they're trying to do is transfer their ignorance and lack of understanding onto us and our technology and our understanding. And it doesn't work that way. Right? I'll give you an analogy. Some people speak more than one language. Right? If somebody was speaking to me in Mandarin, I probably wouldn't even recognize my own name. And does it mean that they didn't call me by my name? Or they didn't say my phone number or my address? Just because I'm ignorant doesn't mean what the other person is saying isn't true or valid. Science is a complicated realm. Neuroscience is about the most complicated place you can be. The reason this took 15 years and $25 million is because this is complicated science. This is as complicated as the galaxy, as the cosmos, but instead of the outside, we're looking into our mind. That's why it took 15 years. We were trying to find something that had never been discovered before. We were trying to find the connection between our mind and our body and our body and our mind, and we had to quantify it. We had to get out of the esoteric and the mystical mind body connection conversation, and we had to have a scientific, mechanical conversation. That's why it took so long. That's why it took so long. Just the software that I wrote, 5.5 million lines of code, took me almost 4 years. Doesn't happen overnight. Takes time. And we have to stand, and those of that are working with already and not guests, if you're going to choose to work with us, you have to understand that this is what we stand on. Right? But the science didn't stop there. More Nobel Prizes were given in the last 5 years of understanding how the skin communicates to the body, to the brain. So this isn't new. This is being studied all over the world by the preeminent scientists of today and yesterday. So what does that mean? That means we just have a deeper understanding and an application of our physical science than anyone else. Why? Why? Why us? Because I was looking for it. And I didn't find it overnight. What could any person do with 15 years of dedicated commitment to understand, to decode, to invent? Where could that curiosity lead? 15 years. Med school's 4+4. Think about that. Right? This took time. That's why it's so fantastic. And here are the products. Here are the products. Our Freedom Patch for pain, our Victory Patch for athletic performance, our Liberty Patch for mobility and vitality and balance stability, our Ignite Patch to help burn more calories, our Joy Patch for mood enhancement, happiness, joy, and optimism, our Peace Patch to reduce stress and anxiety, our Lumi Patch for radiant, glowing skin, our Defend Patch to optimize our immune response, our Focus Patch to help us and our children focus on the task at hand, whether it's studies, music, or complicated work. Rocket Patch to return our virility to our youth, a Kick It Patch to help us overcome bad habits. It's like willpower in a patch, and REM to help us sleep like never before. And if that wasn't enough, we kept inventing and kept deducing until we found a way to hack our energy system without sugar, without caffeine, without stimulants, without taurine. 24 hours of clean energy like never before. Absolutely phenomenal opportunity here, ladies and gentlemen. So we've spent 15 years and $25 million on making the best possible product, the best possible product. So now what? It's time to work together, all of us, to make it the best now. That's how we get to billions of people, right? And so we've built this amazing business, this 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 economic business to bring it to the world. But every business has competition. But I don't like competition. I think competition is for losers. Competition is for red ocean companies who are fighting for the same market, who are fighting for the same customer, who are fighting with a Me Too product. I believe business is a contact sport and we play to dominate, right? Listen, I played football, I played rugby, I ran track. If you've ever played sports, if you ever ran track, you don't slow down in the last 10 meters. You run harder. Some people say it's not good sportsmanship to run up the score. There can be no mistake. We must run up the score. Because what's at stake? Human health, global wellness. To somehow remove the yoke of pharmaceuticals and drugs from around our necks and around our children's necks and our parents' necks. Super Company is not like any other MLM, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need to be an MLM. We choose to be an MLM. I had a conversation with a business leader earlier this week, and he says, Jay, he goes, I get very nervous when you say, I don't need to be an MLM. He goes, it makes us feel very uncomfortable that you don't need us. And I said to him, I said, my friend, you're a good friend of mine. He's an amazing leader in our business. And I said, a need is a weakness. A need is a resentment waiting to come to the surface. He goes, what do you mean? I go, we need to pay our taxes. We need to pay our electricity bill. We need to do this. We need to do that. And what do? We solve our needs. Because needs are problems that need to be solved. I go, I don't want the field to be a need. I want the field to be a participant in this, a willing participant, to do this the way that we're supposed to do this together. Because if there's a need at corporate, if there's the business needs something, that means there's a weakness in it. And we don't want to play to weakness, right, ladies and gentlemen? You want a business that's choosing this channel, that's choosing this way to grow. Because our wants and our desires are something we chase to the end of our days. That's how we win. That's how we dominate. Because as soon as you enter need into it, then you start making short-term decisions for the wrong reason. We want to be a generational enterprise, a generational business, that we want to work together, that we want to grow together, we want to build together. The strength of the business is the strength of the field. The strength of the field is the strength of the business. We must operate on strength and not need. We have to operate on want and desire to build something that's never been built before. That's how we build a generational business. And that's what we see, and we'll talk about it, what we see in the world of MLM, why companies are crashing and burning. Because they're not built on want and desire and the future. They're built on need and a short-term play. So they're not built all the same. Right? And what's at stake here? And what's the opportunity here? What's the economic reward here? The economic reward is $500 billion. Out of the $4.5 trillion spent globally, we believe we can touch $500 billion of that over time. So the market opportunity is not just big, it's global, it's massive. Imagine being able to help almost everyone in the world. How big is 500 billion? 500 billion is a bigger market opportunity than any one pharmaceutical company. We have more solutions than any big pharma company. We have more solutions than any other network marketing company. We have a bigger market opportunity than any other network marketing company. We're coming from strength. We're coming from a dominant position from the top of the mountain. So we don't want to use words like need. We want to use words like power and strength and teamwork and collaboration. Because I don't want to do it any other way. This is the way we do it. We've turned down hundreds of millions of dollars for this tech. Why? Not aligned with what I want to do. Right? That's what this company is built on. A relentless pursuit to change the world. And when we do it, the economic reward is immeasurable. It's not measured in millions. It's not even measured in billions. It's measured in trillions. I can see 5 generations, ladies and gentlemen. I can see around the corner. I can imagine, visualize almost anything. I imagine, visualize this technology before it existed. I'm telling you this now. I see this growing and going into every corner of the world. And we're going to do it together. That's the best part, right? And because our opportunity is so amazing, because this business is so massive and so global and like nothing else, we have to protect it. And that's my job. My job is to build this business, to organize this technology, to organize this platform, to have it where it's bulletproof. And that's what we've done. We've made this business bulletproof because we have market advantages that have been thoughtfully implemented that prevent anything from taking us off course. The first advantage we have is we have globally protected intellectual property. Our disruptive technology is protected globally in 186 countries. So there's no Me Too product coming around the corner. There's no white label products. There's no other place to get it. We control distribution. It's not another Me Too product. There's no competition. 100% drug-free health, wellness, and performance. Massive, disruptive, 10 times better than anything in the world, 50 years ahead. Our solutions and products have maximum market opportunity. With 13 plus patches with unique benefits, our market opportunity is billions of consumers. Solutions for the biggest health and wellness and performance needs and wants. Solutions for pain, sleep, stress, mobility, fitness, and more. Drug-free, safe, and affordable. 6 billion people can benefit from our product, trillions in global market. This is a massive protective moat around our business. Because who else? No one else has that. There isn't another network marketing company that has the solutions that we have. It's undeniable. We have products that work, proven through clinical studies and thousands of testimonials. But not just that, they work fast. I talked about it. No one's going to give us 60 days, 30 days, 90 days to see efficacy and results. It's an instant gratification world. It's a microwave generation. We can patch and go. We can show the product working instantly. Massive, massive advantage. Regulatory and clinical compliance, FDA registered. We're actually registered in every market that we sell, meaning no one's going to come pull the plug on us. We do things the right way for the long term. What does it take time to open up markets? Because of regulatory reliance, regulatory compliance. We want to do it the right way. We don't want to go to market, build something, bring on thousands and thousands and thousands of distributors and hundreds of thousands of customers only to say, oh, oops, we took a shortcut. We have to stop selling product here. Oops. No, that's not generational planning. That's not long-term vision. That's a short-term cash grab. That's what it is. I won't do it. And we work with the best materials in the world. Massive advantage for us. No change required. No lifestyle dial change required to get the benefit of our product. Easy to use and consumable. Change is the number one restriction for people getting better. They don't want to change what they're doing. With our product, they don't need to. We've done the market research to get the right price for the consumers. This is not your same old network marketing company with a product that's seemingly overpriced compared to what's available on Amazon. We don't play that game. We built our economic model based on what the end user was willing to pay consistently, not one time, every month. Affordability and accessibility are the cornerstones of health and wellness and consumer acceptance. It's critical for customer acquisition and retention. And finally, we have a co-op marketing program that allows the company in the field to pool our resources to do mass media advertising, to raise brand awareness, to build a pool of customers, to share that lifetime value with the field that's participating in it. Never been done before. All of this answers the challenges in network marketing companies today. These are amazing strengths that every network marketing company should have. But I'll tell you this, we're the only company that has all eight. We might be the only company that has all seven. Okay. And every single one of them is a strength. And if it's missing, it's a weakness. And we're going to go back to the third word that I talked about, entrepreneurs. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for how do you evaluate a business opportunity? How do you evaluate what's going to stick around for the long time? These are the things you have to ask yourself. This is the due diligence you must do. Is the product protected? Is there the Me Too product? How big is the market? Do the products work? Is it clinically tested? Is it regulatory compliant? How easy is it to use? What's the price point on it? What's the awareness on it? What are they doing? What's the long-term plan? Without it, they're weaknesses. And so we've overcome every weakness in network marketing. Why? Because I don't like competition. I told you, I like to run up the score. I like to dominate. But to dominate, you got to have the right things in place, right? So what do these market advantages matter? They matter because, like what Doc talked about, there's an economic necessity out there. 66% of people do not have an extra $500. There's too much empty hype, too many scams. Yes, I said the S word. Too many scams, too many get-rich-quick schemes with no substance, with no product, with no real opportunity to deliver value to the end user. Too many Me Too products, too many MLMs. People are financially exhausted. Inflation is punishing. The issues in the economy are systemic and not going away. The economic challenges that we have today that put 66% people on the verge of bankruptcy are systemic economic issues. They didn't come here overnight. They're not going to go away overnight. This is why the evaluation of the business and its core fundamentals and how it's organized and what its investment in product is and what's investment in innovation is absolutely critical. Because without it, you're going to find that it's empty hype and it's another Me Too product. Don't do it. It's not worth the time. Everyone needs extra cash today and in the long run. So what are the options? Right? In the new economy, there's something called the gig economy. Super Patch is crushing the gig economy and income options from 500 and beyond. Okay. So what's the gig economy? It's the Uber Eats, it's the DoorDash, it's all those things, right? Personally, I think the gig economy is taking back the American middle class 50 years back to time for money. Okay, it's a massive step backwards. And there's a super patch of business opportunity. So what does a gig economy gives you? Extra cash. You get extra cash with super patch. Quick cash, you can get quick cash share. And here's where it all falls apart for the gig economy. It's a limited market. What can you do? Where can you do it? It's time for money. Income is limited by time. It's a solo effort. It's a localized economy because if you're delivering for DoorDash, you're delivering in your neighborhood or your city. You can't scale it. You can only be in one place at one time. There's no incentives, no recognition. You don't get anything really. No asset is built, no transferable asset, no personal growth, no transferable skill. So if you're putting 3 hours, 5 hours a day, a night into this, you're at the end of the night, you're going to have what you did. And the work you do today is not going to give you any benefit tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. We all understand this. We know this. That's the problem with time for money. You put your time in, you get the money right away, sure. But that time is wasted because it didn't give you any residual income. It didn't give you any compounding effect. And what happens with Super Patch? Unlimited market and advantages. Unlimited. Unlimited income potential. Why? Why is it unlimited? Because our compensation plan, once you get to vice president, is unlimited. You get paid on every product that your organization sells. It's income beyond time input. It's a global economy. It's limitless scale. It's a team effort. Incentives beyond money. Recognition for performance. You're building an asset. What asset are you building? You're building a distribution business that distributes product. When you commit to it and you build it and you get to vice president, RVP, national vice president, president, global president, you get paid on every dollar that is sold in your organization. You're going to measure your success in units sold, just like Apple, just like Samsung. That's how they measure success, units sold. Every time a pack is sold in your organization, whether through distribution, partners or through online or through a customer, you get paid. The business is transferable asset. If you have children that are growing and you get them into the business and you teach them how this business works, then they're going to be qualified to run and manage this business in time. And personal growth and transferable skills. We invest into the people in our company. We spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in developing personal growth with eminent leaders like John Maxwell and Rob Sperry to give skills that are way more transferable than reading a GPS on Uber. Leadership skills that are usable in every facet of our life, personal and professional. Why? Because that's the commitment that we need to make to ourselves so we can reach the goals that we want to reach. Everything rises and falls with leadership, with personal development. And does it work? Is it working for us? It's working for us like never before. 60 million our first year, 0 to 60 million. That's never happened in network marketing. 100 million revenue in 2024, 30 plus countries, 75 million plus patches sold, a dozen clinical studies, and we presented at the leading congresses globally. Peer-reviewed leading congresses have allowed us to present our research there. When we go there, there's no other network marketing company there. Again, we're dominating in a way that's never been dominated before. So that's why we're all over. We just opened Switzerland. Tomorrow, Switzerland goes on. August, Mexico goes on. Turkey turned on. Colombia later this year. We're running. And then we'll figure out where we're going to go next. We open, we scale, we stabilize, and then we take a look at the next market. That's how proper businesses are run. And our products used at every major level of sports globally. There's a team and an athlete in every major sport using our product. And our strategic partners are global leaders. We cannot build a global brand without working with the best possible people to work with. That's just how it works. Our brand ambassadors and many more exciting things coming down the pipe are global brands. Jay Glazer, Lee Greer, Shea Pierre, Robbie Lawler, and many more. Our advisory board, every single member of our advisory board is working on a clinical study for us. 4 more clinical studies to come out in the coming weeks and months. Just this year. We have a 10-year product roadmap. I know exactly the products we're going to be working on for the next 10 years. Because we have a platform. VTT is a platform. That platform generates solutions, which are our patches. Right? That is why we are so far ahead of anybody else and any other solution in the world. And so what do we have to do? We have to catch the wave. We have to catch the wave. We have product and technology leadership. So much invested, so far ahead of the competition, a global opportunity with hundreds of billions of dollars available as a market, unrivaled market advantage over all MLMs. We can help 6 billion people in time. Our compensation, the economic model is simple, no limits, no tricks. We have an incredibly simple and lucrative compensation program, plus trips, plus rewards, plus crazy contests. We're always doing fun stuff. We just lost just another crazy fun contest for July. We're going to give away almost 20,000, more than that, 20, 30, $40,000 for content creation about people living their super life. Why? Because we want the world to know that we are having not only fun, but we're changing lives. So your first 60 days, we have a plan. We teach you the steps so you can start earning quickly. Your investment in, we want you to get it out ASAP. We have an interactive marketing app that automates sharing Super Patch, the products and the tech. Experiential contests that allow you to participate in wellness and business, incentive trips, rewards, and prizes all year long for all associates. We have the full package. We have something for everybody. And we have a technology and a product that is one of one. Thousands and thousands of network market. Ladies and gentlemen, understand this. Thousands and thousands of health and wellness companies in the world. Thousands and thousands of network marketing companies in the world. Thousands and thousands of e-commerce brands in the world. There is nothing like our technology and our product. You have a one of one product. And the market has responded in a way that tells us that we are on the doorstep on the doorstep of changing global health and wellness and generating billions and billions of dollars in revenue that is shared with those doing the work. So, how do you start this? My suggestion for all new members, all the guests on this call, and all the people that have joined in the last 30 days, and perhaps you've not gotten your product yet, the best way to start, the only way that I recommend is our Flex 40. Pick 40 of your favorite patches that you want to be excited about, that you can get excited about. It's $12.99. Right away, you get $2,400 worth of product. It qualifies you for the Fast Start bonuses. It's 40 packs. You're going to do demos with these. You're going to share these. You're going to sample these. You're going to sell these. It's $2,400 of retail value. It's almost 50% off. That's how I would do it. So what are you getting for this? You're getting 15 years of R&D, $25 million, and a right to participate in perhaps the biggest economic opportunity in network marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a no-brainer. That's what I would do if I were you. So call the person, if you're a guest, call the person that got you on this call and say, hey, I'm ready to go. I don't want to miss out. I'm ready to get in the bus. Get your Flex 40. If you joined last month on our promotional deal that we had for the almost free sign up and you haven't gotten your product yet, this is the deal. Don't miss out. We're on the verge of greatness, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm going to stop sharing here. I'm going to say goodbye to all of you. Have a wonderful evening. I wish I could see all your faces. It'd be so amazing. I'm going to do this another couple of times in July. Probably I'm not. No, next week I'm in Cancun, so I'm not going to do it next week. So no call next week. Good thing I recorded it. We might just play it again. We're going to be in Cancun. I'm traveling like crazy this month. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your attention tonight. And let's get out there and have the biggest July ever. Have a wonderful evening. Bye for now.
Recording stopped.